Hey Internet, I'm long overdue for a new CookUnity food review. Thanks to all two of you out there watching for your patience and whatnot. I had car bills, I was sick, you know how it can be. But I'm back now, so let's just get into the reviews. I've got some solid vegetarian and pescatarian options to share with you, and some of them have been too good to gatekeep, so here we go. First up was this lemon pepper tilapia and Cajun cream sauce with farro. It was pretty good, like 8 out of 10. I'm learning that tilapia just isn't really my favorite kind of fish due to the sweetness, which is not the fault of the chef, that's just sort of how it is. So I guess I'll say B tier. The next meal I had was the sticky gochujang tofu. I wrote, it tastes good, lots of rice, more than I would expect. Macros are kinda yikes, the fat specifically. Unfortunately, in terms of taste, this is really, really good. I love the sauce, it makes everything taste like whoa. Even after a few days in the fridge, the texture on the rice was preserved and good. And I hate to be critical because this is a really good dish, but if I could ask for an alternate version, I would want maybe half of the rice to be broccolini for health reasons. You know, the little green bits seasoning the top make me want some more. It's not nearly as spicy as I expected, honestly. I ate all of it. The macros didn't make me feel all that spectacular about myself, but it was tasty, I admit. 8 out of 10, B tier. Once again, I had the salmon and white bean salad with farro, jicama, etc. It was delicious and peppery. Good stuff. Take a shot every time I say good. I can't really think of any criticism, so maybe I'm being harsh, but I'll say 9 out of 10, A tier, at least. We love to see the protein content. Next meal I tried is the Sicilian eggplant caponata. I hate to say this, but since I started paying attention to my macros, these are some of the worst that I've seen in the CookUnity universe. I'm so sorry, chef. There's hardly any protein, but a huge amount of fat and oil for a pretty small amount of food. Frankly, I'm not sure how I didn't clock the 55 grams of fat content beforehand, or if I was just in the mindset of, I want to give it a shot and I'll adjust around it. Girl, be so for real, you will not do that. I would have enjoyed more variety and crunch in this dish. The texture is all about the same, minus the almonds on top. This dish was something that sounded good at the time of ordering, but my expectations were higher than what was delivered. 5 out of 10. Based on my personal biases alone, I originally said 4 out of 10 because I hate vinegar, but that's on me, I should have done my research, so in fairness, 5 out of 10. For some reason, I was expecting some sweetness to balance out the sourness in this dish, but it's just really pungent. Where I'll put this is D tier. I'm sorry, I feel really guilty about that, but it's the case. The best midweek reset comes in the form of Mediterranean salmon with Israeli couscous and lemon by Chef Fabio Vivani. 110% this is restaurant quality. It's very lemon forward, but I love it. There was this little sweet pepper, little red accent that was fun and bright and delicious, which I loved. 9.5 out of 10. Taste-wise, I didn't look at the macros because frankly I wanted the carbs and didn't want my feelings hurt this day, okay? One caveat though, you should take combination bites for best results. Eating the fish and couscous together is the way. Then again, if you don't like your food touching, perhaps this dish isn't for you, but to me the flavors were crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed this meal, its textures, and everything. This is really the best case scenario for fish. S tier. I ended up trying this multiple times for what I like to call scientific reasons. More on that later. Next, I had the tofu tikka masala with pea pilau again by Chef Arti Sampath, and it's alright. I'm sorry. I've had this at least twice now, but I'm probably not going to get it again if I can pick something else. The nutrition facts aren't bad, and I guess that's why I repeated getting it. TBH, it's pretty bland. The peas and rice are good. Hard to go wrong with those, but maybe a bit more seasoning would be wonderful on that. The tofu is just very wet and soggy. Something I could make myself at home out of the package. I hate to say that, but there's the start of something really wonderful in this sauce. There's just not enough of it. I wonder if the chef was hesitating to make it too spicy or what, but the tofu was really wet and I'm not sure if it was drained. So 7.5 out of 10, C tier. This is tough because Indian food is my favorite, and when I see some with macros I can get behind, best day ever. This just wasn't giving me a whole lot. This next section is one I like to call updates/best of. Once again, for research purposes, I had the tamarind chickpea stew without the lime squeeze this time, 9.5 out of 10. Actually, I updated my previous rating because I'd eaten at some restaurants recently, and this is some food that I would be glad to receive. S tier, great vegetarian dish. Back at it again with the Mediterranean salmon. I heated this one up without the lemon. There's literally like a half lemon in there. I took it out. It's still got some juice on there, so the flavor was still there, but it wasn't overwhelming. 10 out of 10. The textures were great. The fish flaked apart. Tons of those little red peppers and olives and other delightful tastes and textures, little crunch. Great dish. Someone get me a 4-pack. S tier. This next one is called Sweet and Spicy Pineapple Salmon by Chef Jose Garces, and it was really, really good. I'm learning that salmon is one of the fish that I like. Have you noticed that? Anyway, 9.5 out of 10. I love the pineapple and coconut and spicy bok choy. So good. There were just a few hints of dryness throughout the fish, which might be my fault for overcooking it in the microwave. But yeah, I love the sauce, I love the seasonings, would definitely get this again. S tier. Kindly do not ask me about the nutrition facts when coconut gets involved. I just pretend they do not exist. So this week, it's mid-July for your reference. I tried something new with these gingery salmon cakes. The macros were whack, but delicious. This meal was delicious. The nutrition facts were not super in line with my goals, but this was so incredibly tasty and one of the best CookUnity meals I could have in terms of the flavor, the sauce, the texture's nice, the crunchy slaw with the soft, fluffy salmon cakes and rice. I mean, it came with the sauce that was really great, creamy, but umami, soy sauce vibes. I ate all of it, and it was great, far beyond what I could ever make for myself. A little kick, not too spicy, maybe a little bit of wasabi. This is in a league of its own, truly. Even more recently, I had the adobo glazed salmon with sweet potatoes and broccoli by Chef Jose Garces. This is such a solid, nutritious, filling meal. This is absolutely a reorder for me. You can't really go wrong with the sides of broccoli and sweet potatoes, though I've never had a sauce like this, and it doesn't seem to say on the packaging what kind of sauce we're working with here. I think it's some sort of green chili situation. It's a light spice and it's pretty good, though not necessarily required for this meal here. Interestingly, the sauce is not particularly good on the broccoli, but is good on the sweet potato. So 8.5 out of 10, A tier. Actually, to be fair, when I think about portions, it's closer to a 9 out of 10. The sauce threw me, but everything else, great. This was a generous serving. The sauce and broccoli just kind of confused me a little bit. Created a bitterness that I just didn't know what to do with. Everything else, though, perfect. This is really just me being nitpicky, though. This is all so much better than I could ever dream of cooking for myself, for my loved ones. I can't do this. They're the chefs. It absolutely shows. And this is after shipping in a few days in the fridge, so if you're a vegetarian or pescatarian, CookUnity will probably have something for you.